my home area here in San Diego, our Pride Festival will be held the weekend of July 20th. And I was just in town in Los Angeles the other day, got to catch the West Hollywood one as well. So hitting all the ones I could find.
Our first guest has a lot to do with what's going on in California and also is no stranger to Main Street living. Joining us now is Jen LaBarbera, Interim Co-Executive Director of San Diego Pride. Jen, thanks for being here with us again. And surely it's got to be a really busy time of the year for you.
It sure is. So we actually have a whole week of events. So we're on our countdown is about a month. We're about a month away from when everything starts.
Yes. And I mean, we can already tell the signs are there. The rainbows are everywhere. First off, Jen, just start off by telling us about the parades and the festivals. What's in store this year with the San Diego Pride Festival?
Yeah. So like I said, we have a whole week of events. So they start July 13th with She Fest, which is actually celebrating 10 years this year, and go all the way through to the parade and the festival on that weekend of July 20th and 21st. And those are celebrating their 50th anniversary this year. In between that, we have our Light Up the Cathedral event, which is our interfaith celebration on Wednesday of that week. Friday is our chance to get back to the activist roots of Pride, right? Because justice and joy go hand in hand. And that's our Spirit of Stonewall rally on Friday. And then Saturday is the biggest day. It's our Pride 5K, our parade, the first day of our festival. And then that festival continues into Sunday.
You know, you said justice and joy, and that's part of the celebration for Pride festivals that go on this month. But there are other programs and events that go throughout the entire year. It's not just 1 month. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Absolutely. So San Diego Pride is a year-round arts and culture, education, and advocacy organization. We do work that kind of our new year really is our Pride, right? So we kind of start and end in July every year. But we have about 20 to 25, depending on the year-round programs that serve different pieces of our community to provide people with that social safety net, with that support, with those arts opportunities, those culture opportunities, and those opportunities to engage in activism and ensure that our rights are protected.
I'm so glad you brought that up because it's easy to get caught up in the hype every June, but really we need to speak about what is the importance of Pride Month and getting the cause of equality in the forefront of people's consciousness.
Yeah, so we have in these past few years, we've seen record-breaking year after record-breaking year after record-breaking year of anti-LGBTQ legislation in states around the country and policies even here in LGBTQ inclusive San Diego and California. We've also seen these anti-LGBTQ policies and rhetoric escalating each year. And so it's vitally important that we have this opportunity during Pride, right, to provide that visibility and that support and that kind of shore that up, because that work and that fight happens the entire year long.
You know, here on Main Street Living, we talk a lot about community building and partnerships. In your time with this organization, do you see that support growing for your cause each year as more people become aware of the cause? How would you grade the increase, or has there been an increase?
Yeah, I think there has definitely been a pretty marked increase in the support. There's also been, as we've seen in every aspect of our country, I think lately, is like marked increase in the division as well, right? So they unfortunately are both happening at the same time. The support, though, is growing, right? And it has been growing for years and years. That said, progress is not always linear. Sometimes we take a lot of steps forward and then we take a few steps back and then we keep moving forward, right? But it's that consistent forward motion that is kind of key to our movement, key to making sure that LGBTQIA+ people are treated equally with respect and are able to thrive.
Would you say that things are moving forward, even though some of the headlines around the country don't really show that?
Absolutely. The headlines, right? We've seen these increases in the rhetoric and in these policies, but we've also seen that polls show that people are actually quite supportive of LGBTQI+ people. And so that is the real common ground, right? We all share a lot of common ground of believing in the value of each other. And so that has continued to be true and to continue to grow.
with
Yeah.
it's not only about getting the awareness about pride, there's also a part that your mission is to benefit others. So with ticket and beverage sales at all these events, a big part of your mission is to give back. And San Diego Pride, and we can all applaud this, has given over $2.5 million over the years. So $2.5
Yes.
million. What are some of the causes that money goes to?
Yeah, so that's our community grants program. It is funded by the festival and the parade. It is our largest fundraiser of the year. It funds our year-round programs, but then usually between 20 and 30, sometimes 40 smaller mini grants, about $5,000 each year, opens in October, to LGBTQ serving organizations. And that is locally here in San Diego. The majority of our money stays here. But we also fund folks that are national and folks that are global. We've helped to open a trans resource center and housing space in Southeast Asia, right? And then we've also helped our own local organizations here in San Diego really get off the ground.
That's amazing. You're keeping it local and still thinking globally. And Jen, I have to ask you before we go, if there's any way that people want to get involved or support, what's the best way to do that? Is there merchandise? Because I really am enjoying the shirt you're wearing. I'm wondering if we can get that.
Yes. Well, this is our local professional women's soccer team. This is one of
the
their
Waves.
Pride, things from the Wave.
Mm-hmm.
Highly recommend. They're doing a Pride Night on June 28th. And as also we're benefiting from that. But getting involved in San Diego Pride specifically, we're always looking for volunteers. We need about 2,000 to 3,000 volunteer shifts to actually make Pride happen each year. So we're definitely recruiting volunteers. We also, like I said, those funds that come in through our festival tickets go back out to the community. So buy a ticket, buy a fancy VIP pass, come celebrate, because that celebration is what allows us to continue to build that activism and advocacy throughout the year.
Well, you are certainly a VIP for us here on Main Street Living. We love having you here. Jen, LaBarbera, thank you so much for coming back on Main Street Living, and congratulations, you made it. We're here. It's Pride.
We're here. Thanks so much for having me back. Yeah.
Oh, it is always great to have Jen with us. Justice and joy. Oh, I like that. Put that on a shirt, will you?
Absolutely. San Diego event coming out in July. But before that, though, we still have some June Pride events to cover.